Damn, my hair is light. Bro, just when I was gonna use my computer, it died. Literally.
What? A girl can't have a hickey?
What the heck? Okay, guys. Hi, Lupe. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Patsy. I wasn't gonna go live because the baby is asleep. He's asleep. So I lightened my hair. Look at how light it is. And I don't think I want to leave it. I literally just mixed the color I'm gonna put in my hair. And I'm debating if I should just leave it with the blonde that I like. Well, obviously my blonde's not going anywhere, but is this too light for this? I don't want my hair to be dark anymore. I'm trying to go a little bit lighter. So that's what I did. You too, Michelle, are you going to sleep? Hi, Sandra. Thank you for sharing. Baby's feeling better. Oh, he was so sick. So me and Michael went on a date night on Saturday. My mom came and stayed the night to watch him. And we went to go and have dinner at this place that I've been wanting to go for the longest time. Hi, Joanne. How are you? Hi, Sandra. We went to go, we're basically celebrating Valentine's Day a little late. And we went to like this restaurant that I've been wanting to go since we moved here, like for the longest time. And it's, you can't take kids. It's like like an underground secret. You have to have a passcode. You have to have, for one, at this restaurant you have to have reservations, and then they give you a passcode to be able to enter. And it's basically like a hidden secret place. But we heard about it when we first moved here, and we wanted to, well, Michael knew about it a long time ago, but he told me about it when we first moved here, and we just never had the chance to go. And he knew, like, it's like literally all my like my style, like everything I love, and it's pretty cool. It's actually like how do you explain it? Like kind of like a mob restaurant, but it's hidden, and it's like, it's pretty freaking cool. So when you get there, you have to knock on the door, and then they ask you what's the code to get in, and then they open it, and it's like some lobsters. It's pretty freaking cool, and the food was really, really delicious. I had lobster tail, baked potato, and some type of green beans, but they were really delicious. I don't want to be loud because the baby. Hi, Maxine. But I don't know if I should leave it. I was able to lighten it up, but I wanted it more to be like a dark brown kind of. Okay, good night. Sorry, he's been asleep for a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't wake up. Normally he goes to bed at this time and then he wakes up at 12 to eat. But sometimes when you get him up and you switch him, he like doesn't want to go to sleep. And last night he kind of didn't want to go to sleep around 4 in the morning. He wanted to stay awake, so I had to stay up with him for a while. So yeah. Oh, Michelle, thank you. I just don't know if I like how light it is. Either way, I wanted it to be more of, so I went with a light, I don't even know the color, honestly. Oh, I think it was like a golden medium brown or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know how I feel about this, because I wanted it a little bit darker. So then I went and got, so I didn't want to go too dark because obviously my hair was black. I want it to be less, not as black as it was. So that's why I lightened it in the first place. So I didn't want to go and put hair dye in it and make it dark again, because then I felt like it was going to look all, what was the point, right? If I'm going back to dark, even though I'm trying to stay in the brown. I wanted to be the color I had. I gotta find the picture to show you guys. But I was trying to get it to look like the color that I had before, when I had my hair like this before. Let me see if I could find it, and I'll show you guys. So that's why I went with the medium golden brown. But I was able to lift my hair pretty darn light, and then I added that other color. And I have to get new extensions anyway, so that's why I wanted to do my hair first, so that way I know what color of extensions to get, since I don't want black anymore. I just don't want black hair anymore, you guys. Like, I love it and everything, and you never know, I might end up going back to black eventually. But it sucks when you have to keep dyeing it because of gray hairs. But see, I feel like it looks more, I don't know, like I don't know what color it looks like. I can't explain it. It doesn't look brown. It gives what I got. The color that I got, which was what, golden brown. It makes sense because it does look kind of like gold. And I don't want that. And I don't want like, I wanted a dark brown, but again, like I said, I was kind of like a little bit hesitating to do it super light. I mean, super dark, because obviously I don't want to go from super dark, lightening it, and then doing it dark again. So that's why I decided to go with the golden medium brown. But now I'm gonna go darker because I don't really like it that light. I just don't like it. I feel like it's way too gold. So I'm gonna go darker. But it's still gonna be brown, not black. I don't want black at all, at all. At all, at all, at all. A ver cómo me sale. So I'm gonna separate my hair so I could do it. I had it separated already. But anyways, I just wanted to come and share with you guys that obviously I haven't gone live too much because the baby was sick. But we went to the restaurant and oh my god, it was so amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it is very expensive. Like, it is expensive. But it is so worth it. And it's literally, we ate in the Al Capone room. Because they have like different, it's literally like a mobster freaking restaurant. Like when you go in there, I tried to record, and when I first went in there, like since Michael wanted to surprise me because I had no idea we were going there, he just told me I needed to be ready at a certain time, and he told me what time so I could tell my mom so she could be there, because like I said, no kids can go there, it's only for adults. So when we got there, at first I kind of didn't really, he's like, I don't know where it's at, and then we finally started walking to where we had to go, and then I seen like the big old mural that they have outside of Al Capone, and I was like, oh, we're going where I've been wanting to go forever. So he didn't let me record, and I wish he would have told me so I could have started recording since then. Why does it keep saying that? No.
Can't find it.
He didn't get taken out at all.
I know, but it's nowhere to be found. I even looked in the corner.
Where's the extra one?
Oh no.
Because he didn't get taken out of the car seat. He's been asleep this whole time. Can't find the binky. And I have a spare one, but you know what happens when everybody gets my stuff and then they don't put it back. I had an extra one with his bottle, so that way he doesn't... Okay, hold on, let me part the bottom part so he doesn't lose his stuff. Anyways, I didn't know that we were going there, so then when he... Finally, I seen that that's where we were going, he had already knocked. So I was barely gonna start recording, and then they asked for the code to get in, and when we go in there, the guy was so cool. Like, he literally reminded me of like the Bronx Tale, the way he talks and stuff, like their Jersey accent and shit. That shit is so freaking cool. And then after that, I asked him if I could record it, and he said yes. So I kind of like recorded the little room that we were in there, in the first room. So we got to see all the pictures of all the famous people that have been there. Like, it's such a fun experience, you guys. Like, you have to be there if you ever come to Albuquerque. You gotta go. And then after that, he opens like the secret door to go into the restaurant. That shit was so cool, but it is pricey, like I said. I mean, I didn't see how much it was, but looking at the menu, it's expensive. But it was so nice. They have live music, so depending on where you sit, like at the beginning, they have live, like an actual live band, like a jazz band. It's basically like, let's just say, it's like being married to somebody that's in the mob, and you're gonna go and eat, you know, like back in the day. You're not, like, they couldn't have sell alcohol or gambling or anything like that. So you basically go to like the butcher, like basically to get meat. But you know how back then in those days you would go to the back, and then everybody would gamble, and they would sell alcohol and trade tobacco and all that shit with the mobsters. That's how the whole vibe is. And you know me, I love all that shit. Like, I love all that. So it was really fun. And then we went to the casino for a while, but we had fun. Wait, I think this is Sorry, this is so hard for me to do because I can't fucking see what I'm doing. But it's such a cool experience. And there's actually like 3 more places like that. I know there's like a bakery store too, but that's the main one that I wanted to go for the longest time. So anyways, I told hubby this is definitely gonna be our spot. Like from now on, we used to always go to what is it? I think it's like, I don't know, but they have like big ol' ass king crab. The king crab legs, like big ol' ones like this. When you take the meat out, it's like this big, and it's literally like $100 just for one fucking plate. And that's where normally Michael would always take me for my birthday or for an anniversary or whatever. We always go eat there because it is like it is expensive. But that's the only place that me and him can go so he can enjoy a steak and I could enjoy seafood because he doesn't like seafood. But one time we went, bro, and it was kind of like in the summer and there was a bunch of roaches outside. That shit grossed me out so bad. I never wanted to go back again. Yes, Teresa, it was so much fun. So I recorded some of it, but to be honest with you, like I recorded our meals and some of the food that, like some of the portions of the food that they brought us. This is all sticky, what the heck? And then I kind of recorded the room that we were in and stuff, but it was like so quiet in there. Like I really didn't want to be all rude, all recording everybody. And to be honest with you guys, sometimes like I feel like some things don't need to be recorded. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're having a good time or if you're doing something more intimate and stuff. Like, you know, I know some people don't think like that and they record everything and anything just to get views. But personally, like I like to experience stuff, and if I'm having a good time, I don't give a shit. I won't record. Like I'd rather enjoy myself than to be worried about picking up the phone and recording and stuff. But I tried to get a little bit of just like the walking in and stuff. But once we sat down to eat, I kind of felt like, okay, I don't want to be that fucking annoying person when everybody was all eating and enjoying themselves. Bro, I can't even see. My glasses are so fucking... Okay, let me just split this in half so I can start. I wish my daughter could do this for me, but she's asleep. I don't think she feels good. Yes, but you could actually look up the place that we went to, and they have like a whole a walkthrough of the place. It's pretty cool, but like I said, if you do plan on going, just know you can't show up because you do need the password to get in. Like that shit is no way around it. You have to have the password to get in, and you have to get reservations to be able to get in. And just know you're gonna pay a good few $100 per plate. Like that shit's expensive. But it's so worth it. I told Michael, all I need is my motherfucking fur jacket, the heel. Okay, let me get one of these. So I think once I do this color, I'll be happy. A happy camper. I honestly didn't want to get hair dye on my shirt, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flip it inside out because I left my other shirt upstairs that I was wearing. So that way if I get hair dye on this, it's okay because either way it's on the inside of it. But definitely go. I want to go to the other place too, like that little bakery place. You go in through like this little old school phone stand. And when you go in there, you pick up the phone and it dials and then somebody picks up and they let you in. And that one's like also a little restaurant. Hold on, I gotta pin this back so I don't dye it. But then I came home and the baby was asleep and I took him upstairs to lay down and stuff, and bro, he had a fever nonstop all night. Like back to back. It was crazy. And then I had some crazy, like, dude, like, I don't know what the fuck is up with this fucking person. Like, on some weird ass shit. Like, I wish I could tell you guys, but let's just say this fucking individual is fucking weird. Lost a few marbles or some shit. Like, on some weird ass shit. I've been dealing with some weird ass shit. I don't know why this is all sticky. Tomorrow I need to start spraying around the house for the ants because it's getting warm again. And then that's when the sugar ants start to come out. So I need to go and spray tomorrow so we don't get ants. I freaking hate sugar ants so much. It's not even funny. And right here where we live in Rio Rancho, in this area at least, that's and like literally so many fucking sugar ants. But I guess I'd rather have sugar ants than something else because I know depending on where you live and what house you live or whatever, like what area, there's different things, you know? So I'm kind of grateful I'll take sugar ants over fucking roaches and fucking rats and all that. Which is crazy, I know, but it happens. Put this. I don't want to get dye on my pants either. Put my strings in and wrap myself up with this towel. I should have changed in all reality before I did this shit, but it's okay. I was like, I'm gonna go and share with the girls the weird shit that's been going on. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go on supporters because... So if you have supporters, I will see you there. Dude, like this shit just is like mind-blowing to me, honestly. I can't believe that my hair's already... My regrowth is already coming out, like, after I just bleached my fucking hair for my bangs, and it's already growing out. Sorry, I'm trying to separate todos estos pelitos. Believe me, it matters. It matters. You guys seen all the stuff that's been going on in Mexico? They unalived one of the cartel members, like one of the big cartel members. Supposedly, you guys, because keep in mind, this guy they've already said he was unalived a few times before, so they might be lying. But there's this influencer that I've been watching for a long time, like a long time, and I guess she was trying to go back home because she's originally from Mexico, but she is, you know, a U.S. citizen now. She has her papers and stuff. Anyways, she was coming back from Mexico with her grandma, and on the airport there's been like, obviously there's like a big old war going on, obviously, with the the police in Mexico and cartel members. And this girl and her grandma were literally at the airport, like they landed there to get on another airplane to come over here, right? And when they were there, apparently, there was like a big old shootout, dude. And I don't know if she was live or if she just decided to record the whole incident, but she was like really freaking out because they were obviously having a big old shootout in the airport, and she's just trying to go home, and she's with her grandma. She was like literally panicking so bad. I felt so bad for her because she was like literally crying and crying, like telling her grandma to get on her knees for them to crawl, like to try to get some kind of to somewhere safe. And everybody around them was all running and freaking out. I don't know, but that shit was scary. Like, I felt so bad. I felt bad for her because I was like, damn, dude. And then it's one thing to experience something like that on your own, but imagine experiencing that with your grandmother that is like obviously elderly, and like, what are you gonna do? Luckily she didn't have her children with her, because imagine how messed up that would be. Like, oh, that would be so scary. I would freak out. By the way, if you're wondering how I got my hair this light, from jet black hair to this light, I did do a bleach wash to be able to get it lighter, because obviously it is so hard to be able to dye your hair from black to brown without lifting. Like, you have to lift the hair regardless if you want to or not. So I just did a bleach wash and that's it. So my hair will still be light, except it's going to be more of a darker brown instead of jet black. And that's what I wanted to be, like, that was the goal. Except since I was kind of like a little scared, I'm like, bro, what if my hair is super dark? I better try this first and see what we get. Except I don't like it this light. Lo quiero más oscuro, like more natural brown. Like how I used to have my hair. Yeah, but I felt so bad for her. I was like, oh shit, dude, like, pobrecita. At first I didn't know what was going on, and then I seen her video. I had no clue what was even going on with, obviously, with the member that got unalived or whatever. I didn't even know that was going on. I just seen her video and I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, what is going on? And then I seen all over the freaking my For You page that they unalived that member or whatever. I was like, oh, no, it makes sense why they're having a big old fucking war right now. But who knows? So lift is basically you have to lift the color, meaning brighter. Like your hair has to be lighter to be able to. You can't just have black jet hair and then want to use a regular light brown like this dye on your hair and expect it to lift like that, to be that light from black hair. It's not gonna happen. So you do have to do some sort of lifting to make your hair be lighter to be able to get it to the light brown or whatever color you want. So a bleach wash is, instead of doing straight bleach to lighten the hair, you basically mix you mix the bleach. You dilute it, basically. Like, everybody does it differently, but you could put certain things into the bleach to make it not as strong on your hair, and it'll still lighten it, but it won't be as strong on your hair. And I didn't need my hair to be as bright, as blonde as this, because I'm only going a few levels up. So that's why I did a bleach wash instead of just doing straight bleach to my hair, because that could be obviously very damaging. And I don't need my hair to be that bright to go to the brown that I want. I'm not gonna lie, this hair dye smells really good. So I just want, like, I want my hair to basically look black, but in the sun look light. Like a chocolate brown. But without the sun, I want it to look almost black. But it's like dark enough where it looks black, but then when the sun or the light hits it, it looks light brown. Like a dark brown. Not chocolate brown. Chocolate brown is more like a lighter, kind of like this, basically. And I don't want that. I just didn't go in with this color right away because, like I said, I was a little afraid that I was going to end up... I didn't want to go dark right away and then be like, oh my god, I shouldn't have did this color first. I should have went lighter. And then if I don't like it, then darken it up a little more. It's always better to kind of go in levels. And I have to do this before I do purchase new extensions. If I decide to buy no extensions, I might just leave it. Just leave my hair like this since it's growing. Never know with me. I change my color a lot, you guys, and I don't pay anybody to do my hair. I do my own hair. I've always done my hair since middle school, believe it or not. I'm just doing a cool darkest brown. The color I have now, this one is actually medium golden brown. And now I'm going to the darker one. The goal is to not get it on the blonde because those pieces obviously we're going to leave them blonde. Oh, thank you. What do you use to do with it? And does it still? Yeah, because you still have bleach, Teresa. Like I said, it just depends. Everybody uses different things. It just depends on how light you want your hair. Oh, shit. I caught it in my freaking glue. The only time it itches, so whenever you do bleach in your hair, you're not supposed to, you have to try to avoid for it not to get onto your scalp, okay? So it's supposed to be as close as you can to the top of your hair, right? But if it's burning your scalp, then that means that they're bleaching your scalp. You're not supposed to bleach your scalp. So there's no reason why it should itch. I get it that in some little areas it might itch because sometimes some of the bleach does kind of like fall down. So that makes like obviously sense. But whenever you're getting your hair done, you're doing highlights or whatever, they're supposed to avoid it going all the way to your scalp. It's like literally like even if you could do this much, that wide of a distance of staying away like this much, like this, put the bleach from there down, that's fine. But some people don't do that and they put it all on your freaking the top of your root, which that's a good thing, I guess. If your hair grows fast, obviously it'll take a little bit longer for you to notice your your roots are outgrowing, but you're gonna burn the shit out of your scalp, and that's not good. You're literally burning your scalp with bleach. I'm just using box hair dye. I didn't have time to go to Slayy'z because I had to take my boys today to get their cleats for football and soccer. So I just went to Walmart and I got some box hair dye. Obviously not the best to recommend, but it does the job. As long as you do hair masks, you'll be fine. But honestly, Sally's hair dye is better. I always say if you're going to use box hair dye, to use Ion. That's what I normally use. And Ion actually sells box hair dyes, like an actual box with everything in it. Even though it's in a box, doesn't mean that it's like every other one that they sell at Walgreens, Walmart, and all of that. It comes with the professional stuff. I mean, so there's a big difference in that one. So I love the Ion one. It comes with the developer, everything you need. But I didn't have time, and I should have ordered it, but it's okay. Should have, could have, but I didn't. And even though my hair is short, I have a lot of hair. So I mandatory have to use 2 boxes. Mandatory. I was hoping I didn't have to, but I do. And keep in mind that there's still hair that I didn't dye because of the blonde being at the bottom and my bangs and my sides. Maxine, if you want, I could send you a picture of it. I mean, to be honest with you, don't you want to see what it looks like before? Because we don't even know what the results are going to be. Because it's barely dying. You don't want to see after, like what it actually is going to look like. And then you also have to remember, you guys, is like, I lightened my hair to be able to get this color. So if you buy the same box, like the same color that I'm using, I could almost guarantee 100% that you're not going to get the same color as me, because everybody's hair is different. Like your hair might be lighter than mine and it might come out brighter, or your hair might be darker than mine and it might not do nothing because it's too dark. If your hair is super dark and you're trying to go from black to this color, it's not going to work without it lifting. It won't make a difference. It'll be literally a waste of your money, I promise you. Because you have to lift it. So once I wash it out and I dry it, I could take a picture and then I could give you guys show a picture, like put the picture of the box as well. I don't really like to show you guys the box stuff because it's not obviously good for your hair. That's why I say to go to Sally's better. Sally's is better, to be honest, I promise you. Because it's professional hair dye. The only difference is that you're putting your own bundle together, like your own box together. You have to make sure you get your developer with the right color that you get, the tubes or whatever. I personally love Ion. That's all I use when I go to Sally's, except for my toners. I do use Wella. And then when it comes to bleach, my favorite bleach, you do have to have a cosmetology license to buy it because you have to go to an actual professional Cosmo place that sells like products for people that have their Cosmo license. The Redken is the best, hands down, the best bleach for your hair. And normally, like, that's what I use. My mother-in-law, she has her Cosmo license, so she gets it for me. Before, I was able to get it myself because I had a student license, so they would allow me to get it in Santa Fe. But obviously, I wasn't able to complete school. So now my mother-in-law gets it for me. But sometimes, like, if it's like an emergency and I need to get dye, like this last time I just bought a big bucket from Slayy'z, and that one's worked pretty good. I mean, but I think the Redken is so much better. I truly, truly do. To this part, I gotta be careful with my blonde. What do you guys think about T.I. and 50 Cent fighting? I guess he threw some shots at Tiny, making fun of Tiny, which I think is really messed up because, I mean, the wife has nothing to do. If 50 Cent and T.I. have some beef going on, that's between you two, like, on some grown-ass shit, right? So why would you involve the wife? Like, that's like when I have drama with these girls, I could just see my man getting involved and being a fucking metiche, like like a fucking vieja, all weird. No, my man don't get involved. He just... Now, if guys want to get involved and start shit, then of course he'll get involved. But other than that, he don't get involved in women drama because he's not a fucking woman. He don't do that shit. So I think it's sad that 50 Cent went and made fun of Tiny. And then the one thing I do think is funny though is, you know, T.I.'s son, King, bro, I cannot stand that fucking kid. I know he's not a kid anymore, but I cannot stand that kid, bro. Like, he is so embarrassing. Like, he is so embarrassing. I can't, like, he went and made a whole video threatening 50 Cent, acting all hood and gangster. Like, what? I hate when people do shit like that. Like, I get it. I understand you're upset that he made fun of your mom. But you let your dad handle that shit. Let your dad handle that shit because that's between them. But for you to act all hood and gangster, boy, you're all rich. Legit, you are rich. You were born into that shit at that. What have you actually contributed to? You go to the fucking studio and you record some fucking music that ain't even a hit. I don't even think he has one hit. Yeah, you owe your daddy that shit. And then when they had that whole fucking show, dude, oh my God. I think he took his name to the head, like, big time. Because, you know, his name's King. Yeah, that kid's so fucking embarrassing. Like, he legit thinks he's all hood. Like, for real. Like, straight from the ghetto hood. Like, boy, are you kidding me? You see what you grew up in? The mansion you grew up in, and you act like you lived in the projects. Like, settle down there. Straight up acting like he was from the projects. Like, you weren't fucking hood raised, that's for sure. and you're trying to act like you were. That's embarrassing. I hate when people do that. It's like, I feel like this, a lot of the kids like my daughter's age and my older kids right now, like I live in Rio Rancho, like in Rio Rancho, like no hate or anything, but I live in like legit like a white community. Like I feel out of place my damn self, to be honest. Like there's not a lot of paisas here, but it's crazy to see that a lot of the kids that live in this neighborhood try to act like they're all like they seem to think being ghetto is so cool. Like, dude, we left Santa Fe to live in a better place so my kids had a chance to survive and live. Like, I literally lived in a neighborhood where there was drive-bys on the fucking daily. Come on now, like, and then you come to this neighborhood and all the kids over here, they want to act like they're all gangster and hood, or if not, they think they're all paisas and shit. Like, what? Being ghetto is not cool. That's what your parents literally live for or lived through to try to give you a better life. And then the kids that do have a good life want to live that like ghetto gangster life so bad. Like, what? No, that shit ain't cool. What? I hate that. Like, I hate that so much. I feel like even like now, the Spanish music, corridos and the bandas and fucking ramo buchones and all this shit, dude. Everybody wants to claim that shit like it's a trend when it's not a fucking trend. It's literally a lifestyle. That's not a fucking trend. I grew in the 90s, growing up as your parents being, both of your parents being Mexican, you got teased for that shit. Now I got kids right now pretending like they lived that life when they clearly don't. It's just weird. I don't know why people, I don't know. That shit bugs me so much. Like, pretending to be Spanish and shit. Like, I used to get teased in school for fucking just saying that both of my parents were from Juarez. I got bullied for that shit. And now I got kids trying to act like they, I don't know, like they're paisas themselves. Like, they're claiming that this is the funny one, when they claim that que son Chicanos, and then they're like, no, never mind, we're Hispanic. You don't even know the difference. The fuck you talking about? What? You don't even know the difference. And then they're like, 1 minute que son Latinos y que son this and that. Like, you don't even know the difference. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I used to get teased for that shit, man. Like, literally. Now everybody wants to be an Edgar and they want to do this and that. It's like, no, dude. Like, I could guarantee that majority of these kids, your parents worked really hard to get you out of that, or currently are trying to get you out of that. So if you live in freaking a nice ass community, like all these kids here in Rio Rancho, that's a blessing, bro, because the neighborhood I lived in, my kids grew up in the fucking projects, for one. Like, legit the projects. I lived in the projects. Like, I lived in housing straight up the projects. I didn't have the option to go and look for an apartment that accepted housing. No, I lived in the GL projects in Santa Fe. That shit was not fun. That shit was scary. Especially imagine living in the projects by yourself, pregnant most of the time, with a child under the age of 4, well, 3 actually. And then I finally gave birth to my daughter, and then I had a 3-year-old living in the projects by myself. That shit sucked. There's a reason why there was bars on all my windows and my fucking front door. I promise you that. And I was trying really hard, you guys, to like survive that shit, and I wasn't there because I wanted to be there. Like, I literally lived in the projects, but I worked at fucking Bank of America. How about that one? Like, that's That's nuts. Where the hell is my little... But I hate people that act like that. Like, I have no respect for people like that. You guys might think like... You might think like I'm coming off as like being rude or whatever, but I promise you, when you grew up being teased for being Mexican American, and then now you live where you're living in a generation where everybody wants to pretend to be something they're fucking not because it's so cool and it's trending. Nah, the fuck? No, dude. I literally got teased. I got called a fucking wetback, a beaner, a mojada, you name it. I literally used to get called that. And I'm Mexican American. Check that one out. And I literally, just because I was brown and my mom is full Mexican, you know, like, I got teased for that shit. And now everybody wants to act like shit's annoying. No respect for that at all. Fuck out of here with that shit. Okay, let's see. A ver si me alcanza. Because I hope. Oh, over here, want my kids to. Honestly, I think the way I see it, if we would have stayed living in Santa Fe, in the neighborhood where I lived, I could almost guarantee that my son, my oldest, would have dropped out already. For all I know, my daughter would probably be ditching, running away with boys. I don't know, maybe even pregnant. You know, that girl is doing so good. She's literally about to start taking 3 college classes in 10th grade. Now that's a fucking flex. She wants to get a job so bad now that she's going to be 16, and I don't want her to because she's doing so good. My son's going to graduate this year. Like, Titi did a whole 360 too. But I don't know what's up with these kids, man. Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry. That shit's fucked up, huh? When I first went to school, I didn't even know English. My first language isn't English, it's Spanish. Like, let's be real. Literally, that's my first language, is Spanish. And that shit sucked, man. Not knowing anything, what anybody was saying. And it's crazy because even till this day, some people don't seem to believe me when I tell them that Spanish is my first language, which is really insane. Like, I have a lot of family members that are undocumented and live in Mexico right now. Literally. I got some cousins that also just got deported as well. Like, that shit's fucking sad. One thing I do know, though, is, like, we live in a very sad world because those people that do have the opportunity to live the dream and not have to stress about getting deported or anything like that, right? Don't want to fucking work, don't want to take advantage of all the opportunities they have. Instead, they want to panhandle and shit. But then the people that don't have it like that can't even get a job or just got deported. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the world we live in is so messed up because in all reality, those that can take advantage don't. And the ones that want to be able to make something can't. That's just life, right? We live in a very unfair world. Yes, right now it's bad out there. I literally was just telling Michael that maybe this year we could spend Christmas in Mexico because my mom has a house in Chihuahua. She built a really nice house in Chihuahua, and we haven't had the chance to go, and I haven't had the chance to go see the house because obviously I have my kids and stuff. I hadn't been to Juarez in forever, dude, till we went and we got Titi her dress and stuff, and I took Serenity and Jaden. This was before I got pregnant with Ezekiel. And it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't bad, but my mom kept telling us, like, don't talk in English all loud because you guys stand out. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? My kids only talk English. Like, that's why Ezekiel, I'm trying so hard to teach him Spanish. Like, I talk a lot of Spanish to him, and his favorite show is Spanish, so I'm trying. But I honestly feel like, in all reality, some people are like, well, as a parent that grew up when your first language is Spanish, why the hell didn't you teach your kids Spanish? Because when you end up dating a man that doesn't speak Spanish and all you talk in your household is English, the fuck you mean, why didn't I teach them Spanish? If that's all I talk in my household, and it's, how do you expect me to do that? The only time I talk Spanish is when I go to my mom's or I'm around my family, right? Which I'm not with them 24/7, so how do you guys expect? You know, like, yes, I could take the time to teach them, and I should have did that. But in all reality, that's not what happened. I spoke nothing but English in my household, so that's why my kids only know that. And now Zeke, I'm trying really hard for him to get used to the Spanish by talking to him in Spanish and putting on Spanish shows like Isa. He loves Isa. And I put that on literally since he was few days born, started putting it on so he can hear it and stuff, and now that's literally his favorite show. But if in your household, if that's what you speak, whatever language you speak in your household with your partner, that's most likely what your children are gonna be raised into, right? So if I would have went the opposite and married somebody that spoke Spanish, my kids would probably know Spanish. Or if I'm in a relationship with a man that spoke English and Spanish, I could guarantee my kids would know English and Spanish. I feel like that's just what it is. It's not done purposely, it just happens. And all you can do is learn from your mistakes and try to teach your kids. But like, my kids don't know how to speak it 100%. Junior knows a lot of Spanish out of all the kids. He actually knows a lot of Spanish. Even though the older one, Serenity knows Spanish too. But they understand it more than they can speak it. My oldest son, they communicate perfectly with my mom, you know. My stepdad too, like, they all speak Spanish. My grandma, before she passed away, you know. But it's kind of like that's the situation, and I could almost guarantee, obviously, in your household, it's probably the same. Whatever you and your partner speak at home, that's what your kids speak, right? But if you take the time to teach them, then obviously that makes sense. You can't, you know, us as parents, we have to take responsibility of it too. But to be honest with you, my first relationship, like, I was more worried. I'm gonna give it to you 100% what the fuck it was. My first relationship, I wasn't worried about my child knowing English or Spanish. I was more worried if I was gonna get my ass beat or most likely unalived, or even my child. I was more worried about that than what my kid was gonna speak. Till I finally left that relationship. Second relationship, I wasn't even allowed to speak to my family. So I was more stressed out about that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I had bigger shit that was more to me, more important to worry about than my kids knowing Spanish. Was more worried about staying the fuck alive, to be honest. I'm being honest with you guys. Like, that shit ain't a joke either. Like, being in a toxic relationship is hard. And if you've never been through something like that, then don't speak on it, because it's a lot of things are easier said than done. Because you could be like, well, why didn't you leave? It's like telling somebody that wants to lose weight, well, then why don't you stop eating the stuff you shouldn't be eating to lose weight? It ain't easy, right? Somebody that wants to gain weight, well, why don't you eat the stuff you're supposed to eat to help you gain weight? Because I don't have a fucking appetite. Or I do eat and it just doesn't stick. It's the same thing. Everything, it's hard. So, and now it's a little different. I mean, with Junior, when Junior was born, the first two, that was my situation. With Junior, my situation was me being more concerned that I wasn't going to overdose and, unalive myself because Michael was in prison. When I had Jaden, it was more of a situation, let's get the fuck out of this hole before we become homeless, because we couldn't fucking afford to pay bills and we were stressing about job and money and kids and all this shit. That was my stress. And now that I have Zeke, I'm in a good place where I could take the time to try to teach him Spanish, and that's what I'm doing. I'm in a better place now where I could try to teach him. And sadly, my other kids, I do try to teach them, but all I can do is try to do better now, right? You learn from your mistakes. And if I could go back into when I was 12 years old, I would have definitely not cared about fucking boys and stayed in school and didn't change my group of friends and remained with the same group of friends that I had and stayed out of trouble and not think about boys. And I didn't do that. But if I would have did that, then I wouldn't have my kids either. Everything happens for a reason. I wish so bad I could speak fluent Spanish, especially at work. I can understand it, but can't speak it proper. That sucks, huh? That's hard. One thing I can give as a tip, Gabriela, for you, which I tell hubby, like, believe it or not, you guys, Michael knew minimum Spanish, and before he went to prison, he would always tell me for me to teach him. He would always say, like, Chris, show me Spanish, like, teach me Spanish, because when I go to prison, if I end up going closer to Las Cruces, because he was either going to go closer to Las Cruces, like El Paso, or he was going to go closer to Colorado, in Pueblo, because he was going to the feds, right, to a federal prison, not state. So he would always tell me to teach him, but honest to God, I didn't think he was going to go to prison. I thought he was full of shit, not realizing that when you get in trouble by U.S. Marshals, no matter what the charge is, you do time regardless of the incident, regardless if you're a first-time offender like Michael, you do federal time no matter what. But I guess in my head, I was like, he's not going to go to prison. The only reason why I thought that is because my first relationship I had with my oldest son, I was with him for 9 years, and he was on probation on and off. And that guy used to go to jail non-stop, on and off, dude. He was always on PVs. But he would like just go to jail for a few days or a few months and then gets out and comes home. So I thought that was going to happen to Michael too, because I didn't really know the difference between state and federal. But he would always tell me to teach him, and I would teach him a little bit, but not like take it serious. And then he ended up going to prison, and that man learned so much Spanish. Like, he don't even have an accent, you guys. I tell him straight up, he's my Miklo. From Blood and Blood Out, he's my Miklo. My white boy with blue eyes. And his Spanish is on point. Like, literally, you wouldn't even think that he knows Spanish, but his Spanish is so good. Hi, Margarita, how are you? I wish my parents would have taught me how to speak Spanish. See, that sucks, huh? Like, I remember whenever my mom, when we first moved here, because obviously you guys, I was born in Houston, Texas, but as soon as I was born in Houston, Texas, we went back to Juarez, and I basically was raised the first few years of my life in Juarez and in Tucson, Arizona. Went back and forth, and then we finally moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico. But I remember when we first moved here and my mom got her first job, my nana, my auntie Bernadette, her mom used to watch me. She used to watch me and my primo Aaron, and we would go over there, and I remember she spoke not like my kind of Spanish, but I want to say like more New Mexican Spanish. There's a big difference between Mexican Spanish and New Mexican Spanish. They say certain things differently than Mexican Spanish. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just what it is. Like, for example, I remember she would always tell me like, Hita, ya llegó tu mamá, like, go get your chaqueta, put on your chaqueta. And I'm like, what the fuck is a chaqueta? Like, that shit stuck in my head too. Like, what's a chaqueta? Like, what the hell? That's a jacket. But in Spanish, you don't say chaqueta. You say chamarra. Like, chamarra. Ve por tu chamarra. O ponte la sudadera, but mainly chamarra. So, I didn't know English, so I didn't know what she was saying majority of the time. And that shit sucks, man. Because all the kids would always be playing, like my cousin, and those were his cousins, and I didn't know what was going on or what they were saying, but they ran, I ran, basically. So I get that. That sucks so much. But it's so crazy to me to hear how a lot of people from New Mexico say certain things in Spanish, which is, like, one of them is burrito, okay? I don't know how, like, I don't even know how they say it. But in New Mexico, they say burrito in Spanish way different. And it's burrito. I guess they don't know how to roll their R's, basically. But burrito. Burrito. And they say something else. It's, I don't know. New Mexico Spanish is a little different. But I wish my kids knew more Spanish. I want my grandbabies to know Spanish, so you best believe that I'm going to make an effort, if I ever get blessed with any, to teach them Spanish. That will be the goal, as me as a grandma. But Zeke, my goal is to teach him Spanish. Like, that's my goal. I want him to learn Spanish. So I talk a lot of Spanish to Zeke. And I try to do like both, like English and Spanish to the baby. Like, I'll tell him, ¿Tienes hambre? Are you hungry? ¿Quieres una tetera? You want your baba? Like, I tell him both. And Isa, the lady that he watches in Spanish, she does both, you guys, English and Spanish. I'm sorry, but she is 10 times better than freaking, what's that other Miss Rachel? So much better than her. And she does English and Spanish. She's not just English. But hers is Isa Aprende Peque. That's how you can find her on YouTube. She's pretty cool. Hi, Tiffany. How are you, girlie? Wait. Girl, you have a 5-year badge? That is so awesome. Thank you. That is so awesome. You've been here for a long time. I go to my fiance's job and they would speak to me and I would just shake my head yes or no, but I didn't understand it. And, you know, like, there's a lot of stuff in English that I can't say, that I can't pronounce. Like, a lot of stuff. And obviously my first language is Spanish, so I still struggle with a lot of things, like a lot of stuff to say. For the most part, I don't have no accent, but I still have a hard time saying a lot of shit in Spanish, in English, I mean. I can't pronounce a lot of words, which makes sense, right? Because a lot of people, I think their number one problem when it comes to Spanish is like the rolling the R and the ñ. When there's an ñ in a lot of words, a lot of people can't say that either. But I'm gonna try my hardest. And oops, sorry you guys. I'm trying to, my hands are all, you can always teach them later if they want. Yes, I'm trying to, and Titi is the main one that wants to learn. Junior speaks it. He actually attended a full year of Spanish class in Santa Fe, and he loved it. He learned a lot. Sadly, when we moved to Rio Rancho does not offer any Spanish classes for kids in elementary or middle school. So till high school. So Serenity did take Spanish. She chose to do Spanish. She did it twice, I believe. I think twice. 2 different classes. But she chose them as an elective, I believe. So she, and then Junior too, like, for the longest time, like, even Titi, they have like an app that teaches them Spanish. Oh, the advice that I was gonna give for those of you that, if you're ever at work and you need to translate to someone, I've seen a lot of people do this now. Just pull out your phone and speak it into your Google and push translate, and it'll speak it for you. I mean, in all reality, there is no excuse for us to not be able to communicate with each other regardless of the language, because all you have to do is go to your Google, type in what you want to say or speak it, and ask it to translate it in whatever language it may be, and it will tell them, and then have them speak back in it, and then you hear what they're saying. I mean, there really is no excuse. I think I've seen a lot of house cleaners do that now. Believe it or not, my mom has a cleaning business, and that's what she tells the girls whenever some of the guests need something or they're leaving and they're telling them something. That's how they communicate with them. Also, they do have AirPods, you guys. Hubby actually has a pair of AirPods. They look legit like AirPods, and you put them in your ear, and if somebody around you is speaking whatever language you have it set to, it will translate in your ear what they're saying. I'm gonna wear them when I get my nails done, bro. I want to see what they say, because sometimes it looks like they're talking crap about you, but they might not be, but they might be talking crap about you. So I'm gonna wear them the next time I go get my toes done, bitch. Let's see what you're saying. You imagine they say something all funny and I start laughing and they're like, wait a minute. How did she hear that? When I was younger, you guys, when I was like in my early 20s and I used to get my nails done, dude, I used to hate that so much. I used to hate going and getting my nails done and hearing them, like, you know, talk in their language and not. I think it's so disrespectful to do that, you know, because it makes it awkward and you feel like they're talking about you, even though they might not be, but it just seems like it, right? So I used to get so pissed off. So I literally used to start talking to my friend in Spanish, whether she understood me or not. I would talk in Spanish so that way they could be like, wondering what we're saying too, you know. But this was in Santa Fe when I used to get my nails done at that shitty place at the mall. Their nail techs suck balls. They suck literally hairy, wrinkled, smelly, sweaty balls. The nail techs in Santa Fe at the mall. Literally. Sorry, I know that I'm doing thin little pieces, but if I don't, I promise you I'll end up having patches, and I don't want patches. Leaving patches means you're just gonna have to redo that shit again. And I'm not trying to do that. As long as you're healthy now, girl. Oh, shoot. I was just going to say that. Same girl. Hi, Margarita. I don't know if you heard me say hi. Michael had a good birthday. I got him gifts. I took him to eat dinner. And then even though it was our Valentine's date, also for his birthday, I mean, we went out to eat for his birthday, and I always get him gifts. And no! Oh my God. Tell me why I was about to go with my finger like that. Because I thought that black shit right there was hair dye. And then I would have gotten hair dye on it. It's a hair clip, bitch. I literally was going to go like this to try to save it. Because that's my blonde bangs. I would have literally fucked it all up by just doing that. Because it's a hair clip. Sometimes they call the burritos tacos. Really? I heard that the Spanish you speak is different in different parts of the language because it's not just for Mexico, but also other parts. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. But I'm just saying, like, where I'm from, New Mexican Spanish, it's just like New Mexican music is not the same as Mexican music. New Mexican music is, yeah, they sing in Spanish. But it's not this, it will never compare to like corridos or banda, cumbias or anything like that. Like New Mexican music is New Mexican music. So yes, like even one of my friends, my childhood friends, she's from Spain, and over there, like when you're trying to say something about your ass, over there it's culo. But if you say that here or around my family, saying culo is a bad word. Like that's ass. But in Spain, it's the proper way of saying ass. Like your booty is culo. Which is crazy because in my, Mexico, Juarez, where I, was raised and where I guess my roots are from. If you say culo, it's a bad word. I guess the chaqueta thing really stuck to me, huh? Because I still remember that. And the craziest thing, you guys, is that my auntie, my auntie that was her mom that used to watch me, right? She knows a lot of, obviously, English because she's from Santa Fe. But when she met my tío, I don't think my tío knew any Spanish, and I don't think she knew. I mean, I don't think my tío knew any English, and I don't think my tía knew any Spanish because she's from Santa Fe, born and raised. And they met each other. I don't really know their backstory of how they met each other. But my Auntie Bernadette speaks really good Spanish. Like, she don't even have an accent at all. But they've been together forever. Forever. I always used to say those were my rich tío and tía. My rich tío and tía. I'll never forget the first time that, I don't know why. I mean, honestly, I was really little, so I don't remember a lot of stuff. I just remember little pieces of it. But I remember one time we got picked up, and I don't know if we had just landed from the airport or if it was one of the times that we ran away from my dad and we got on an airplane and we came to Santa Fe. And it might have been then, but I remember one time that my auntie went and picked me and my mom up, and I was little, you guys, and we went to McDonald's, and that was like the first time I had ever been, like, that I recall, and I was like all amazed and shit. I remember that we would go to the store and stuff, and my cousin, you know, had everything. Like, he was really spoiled and blessed to have everything he wanted. And I remember that when we would go to the store, I would never ask for anything because I knew better. Like, I knew that growing up, my mom didn't have money, so I never asked for anything at the store. So I remember my auntie would tell me to get stuff, or what did I want, and I was like, no, you know, like, we don't got money for that. Shit, that's the blonde. But okay. By the way, you guys, if I dropped any down here, I have my towel literally wrapped around me. So, I want to make sure. Judah, we went and got Junior his cleats, and Jaden his for soccer as well. And he's like so excited to play soccer. I'm kind of sad. I really wanted to spend Christmas in Mexico this year. I wanted all of us to go, like all the kids and hubby, all of us, to go stay at my mom's so that like they could see how it is over there. But it's so dangerous right now. I don't know. Maybe we'll see how things look towards the middle of the year, you know? Like maybe in August, and see if things are a little better in Mexico, then maybe we could spend it out there. Even though Mexico is so bad right now, you guys, like, some of the best memories I have of my whole entire life as a child were spending my summers in Mexico. Like, I lived for that shit. Dead ass. Lived for it. That was my favorite. Till I started caring about boys, and then I didn't want to go to Mexico anymore at all. Hi, Bernadette. I am using a Cool Darkest Brown. Cool Darkest Brown. I'm doing much better, hon. I had an amazing day with my sister that lives out there by you. I'm way out here in Powhatan. Oh, wow. How cool. Do you visit often up over here? Yeah, that's a little far, huh? Because trust me, when Michael has to work on that side, because sometimes he has to go all the way to Los Alamos. He literally has to leave the house at 4 a.m. to get there at a certain time, because he does have to stop and get the truck and stuff. But it's far. I mean, even from my house to Santa Fe is a little far. but I think it's far because I live deep in Rio Rancho. Like, I don't live at the beginning of Rio Rancho, like on the older side. I live on the newer side, which is more in the back where it's dead. There's nothing yet. We haven't built much out here besides a freaking McDonald's. That's all they've added back here since we've been living here. We're going on 6 years here now. And that's the only thing they've added is a McDonald's. And the luxury freaking little condos that they build by the school, but other than that, no hay nada. Do you guys like the way hair dye smells? I feel like depending on the hair dye, some smells really good. How many of you guys believe that you shouldn't dye your hair while you're pregnant? Because to be honest with you, pregnant or not, I dye my hair regardless. Like, girl, a little hair dye's nothing's gonna happen. Literally, when I got pregnant with Jaden, since I was already on the program, the Suboxone program, I got switched over to Subutex. So what was a little hair dye gonna do when I had to switch to Subutex while I was pregnant? I don't really... Oh, crap. I don't really want to open that other bottle. I would like to open the other bottle and make it super... like wet. So I could make sure I got it all. But I think I did a decent job, right? Like, I literally did every little section you could think of. So let's go to the other side. And if I have to open the other bottle, then I will. Fuck it. Pero ya casi me chingué over here. Anyways, my little cousin, you guys, he used to have everything you could think of. I remember he had the Nintendo, he had Sega, he had the PlayStation, he had a Game Boy. He had everything you could think of. That boy was spoiled. And I mean, I'm not complaining because thanks to him being spoiled, I was able to play all that stuff, even though it wasn't mine. But I remember my Auntie Bernadette would always put on all the Disney's movies, you guys, and she would jam out. Like, she knew all the songs to all the Disney movies. The Lion King is the #1 movie I remember that she would play. And she would sing that song. Like, she knew all the songs. Oh, I love my Thea. I actually miss my auntie and my uncle a lot because, like, I grew up a lot with them. Thanks to them, and obviously my mom too, because I'm sure she had a lot to do with it. But thanks to my Auntie Bernadette and my Uncle Jaime, legit, they're the reasons I ever went to Disneyland. The first time in my life I got to go to Disneyland was with my auntie and my uncle. Believe it or not, my mom never actually took me. And then I was able to go again to Disneyland. For the first time after that in years was when I took my own kids. Which is crazy, right? Because there's a lot of people that go all the time and shit. And I get it, you know. Some people live there and it's just amusement park to them. But some of us people don't got it like that, and we don't live there, so it is more expensive to fly out there and get airplane tickets and get hotels and car rentals. You're looking at a few freaking $1,000 at least. I think we spent around $8,000, and we didn't even have, this is minus one kid, when we went to Disneyland, because we went for a week. So I'm talking about 5 kids with my stepson at the time. We flew out there, car rental, and I got a package, you guys, and that shit was still expensive. We still got a package, and it was still a lot. But I'm so happy we were able to go. We want to go again to take like my littles. My older kids, I don't think they care. They actually want to go to Florida, so that's something we've been thinking about for Christmas. Like I told you guys, I think it's better to spend Christmas money on a trip than just a bunch of random things, you know. They have birthdays. You could buy them a bunch of random things for their birthdays. I'd rather plan a family trip. Spend hundreds of dollars on a party and gifts. Might as well go on a trip better. Oh my God, I can't go up. I have followed you for a long time. I just don't comment a lot. Oh, girl. I don't see... You know what is so weird? That some of you guys don't have badges. Like, you... Buffy, you have a share badge, but it doesn't show me your... Like, how long you've been here. It's so weird. But don't, like... You probably have one and I just can't see it. It's weird. Sometimes it shows badges and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. It's so weird, but thank you for being here. How long, can you guys tell me, those of you that are watching, how long you guys have been here? I would love to know. Look at all this back here that I need to do. You see that? See? I would use Google to talk to a lot of the Spanish-speaking employees. It works amazingly. Yes, that's all I'm saying. Like, there's no reason why we can't communicate with each other. Like, if there's somebody speaking a language you don't know, and it doesn't have to be Spanish or English. It could be anything in general. No! Se nos va a acabar. No. And even at that, even though I am bilingual, sometimes, like, I forget how to say, like, I'll remember, and I can't remember right there and then what the word is, but I know it. But because I don't really speak Spanish as much, like, I speak Spanish in my house a lot, like how I do with you guys, like right now, like de repente se me sale, like I'll say certain things and then randomly I speak a lot of Spanglish, I guess you can say. And my kids get what I'm saying, like they know what I'm saying. Or whenever the kids do something bad and I'm really pissed off and they're sitting in the living room or in the kitchen and I'm trying to tell hubby, I'll tell him in Spanish and he understands me. Now, whether the kids understand me or not, I don't know if they do, but I don't give a shit when they piss me off. But I do tell them off in Spanish because they make me so mad sometimes. So I tell them off in Spanish, but other than that, I guess I don't speak Spanish like full sentences like how I used to when I grew up or when I'm with my mom. When I'm with my mom, I speak nothing but Spanish with my mom. I don't talk to my mom in English at all. Like at all, at all. Unless I don't know how to say a certain word, then I'll tell her in English so she could try to see if she even knows what I'm trying to say. And if she doesn't know, then I'll find a different way to explain to her what I'm trying to say. And then she'll be like, no, this is what you're trying to say. And then she'll tell me. But that's what happens when you don't speak it 24/7. I was going to say, need those for the nail shop. Yes, I'm going to try it. I want to see what you guys are saying. I gotta get all these little pieces right here. Oh my god, I almost dropped that water. It's hard by the blonde. ¿Dónde más? I think. Do you guys see Blueface is having a baby? Yes, pedicure for sure. See what they're saying, bro. I always have patches. Really? You just have to do very thin layers and then go back through it again. And you know, one thing I do say not to do that a lot of girls do to make sure they don't miss any spots. They get a comb and they comb through it. Girl, you will rip the shit out of your hair if you do that. Don't do that. Just do what I'm doing. Do your regular area like you normally do. And then let that shit sit while you do the other side. And then when you go back, you'll be able to see like how I am right now. You'll be able to see what you missed. Like right now. And then that's it. Now I could go back to the other side. I'll probably have to wait a little bit longer and let this one sit for a little bit longer on this side. So that way I can see what I missed and I didn't get. But I think I did good now. I dyed some hair I wasn't supposed to dye. It's hard when you have freaking blonde patches like this. See, like I dyed some of the blonde I wasn't supposed to do. I don't care. Get go there, just those little pieces. Even in like middle school, I used to be embarrassed to talk in Spanish because I would get teased for that shit. Hi, Victoria. Hey, girly, hey. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for sharing, girl. Yes, Margarita, he did. But now we're trying to plan birthday parties for Jaden and Junior. Nathaniel's birthday's coming up. He's going to be 19. And I was going to gift him his car for his birthday, but then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll wait till not his birthday, but maybe wait till he graduates better. Taco and burritos are different. Yes, they are. Definitely not the same thing. What color are you coloring your hair? I'm doing a cool darkest brown. I dyed it before this and it was a golden brown, medium golden brown, but it was too light. I tried to, Tiffany, so that way I don't go, so I don't have to do it again. I don't want to open the other bottle that I have, so I really tried to do every little strand that I could. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Let's see how it looks. Well, either way, it's gonna have to stay this color because obviously I can't go any lighter after I went darker. But it's supposed to, I just want it to look dark in regular light like this, but then in the sun, you know, to look brown. That's all I want. I don't want it to be light. I don't want it light like that at all. Because then it'll match really good with my blonde. That's how I used to have it before. So I'm looking for a specific color either way. So I guess let me show you guys the color I'm trying to do before I leave. I used to have my hair like this already. Because look how it looks here. It's like, see how dark it is, the black? I don't want it like that. I want it to look, like I like the black, but I don't want it that dark. See, in way back then. My hair, see the blonde? And see in the back how it looks dark, but look. In the background, it looks dark, but see how in this when the light hits it, it looks like a brown, like a dark brown. It looks brown. It doesn't look black. This one you can't see it. That's what I'm trying to do again. That's what I'm going for. I don't want it to be dark. I want it to look just like this. So it'll rinse out to a color like that. Well, if I move my fucking fingers and you can see it. I don't know if I have a picture, so I don't. Like this. Even though it looks light, it's really dark, but because of the blonde that I have in it, it makes it look lighter due to the blonde. So that's all I want. And I think this color will do it, to be honest, because the other one was way light. But as you can see, you can still see the lightness in it. Oh, I think that's actually some of the color. Rinsing it is so hard to do, you guys, to not get it on the freaking, on the blonde. It's a bitch. So it looks dark, but I promise you it's not going to be super dark. It just looks like that. Hi, Lucy. So Lucy, if you go to Sally's, it comes in an actual like like the regular boxes. Unless you buy the tubes, it's Ion. Ion is like legit the best. It's the one that I always tell you guys to use. Like this. Oh, actually this is Wella. That's not it. I don't have any right now. But Ion is a really, really good brand if you buy just like the tubes that look like this, and then you buy the developer, obviously. But Ion, a few summers ago, Ion came out with an actual box that looks like the box dye that you get from the store, like Walmart, Walgreens, Target, anything like CVS, like an actual box dye. It's like this, right? Like a box dye. This one's a black one. It's like this, right? Except you're not gonna get the same quality as that dye in the ion box, because the ion box, all it is, it's the actual tube that you would get, which is the one I'm telling you to get. But that box includes the tube, the developer, everything. It has like a before and after hair treatment that you put in your hair. So the before that you put in it, the before little package that it comes with is, I love it. You're supposed to spread that all over your hair, so that way when you add the dye, it makes sure that you are gonna, it's to make sure that your hair basically develops evenly throughout your whole hair, wherever you dye it. But you have to put that little product. These box dyes don't come with that. They only come with the conditioner and the little oils that you put in it, right? But the ion one, it comes with the dye, it comes with the conditioner, it comes with the gloves, the developer, it comes with the before and the after. So the before, you put that on, so that way it's guaranteed that you're gonna put it spreads evenly through your hair. I don't know how it does that, but it does. It works really good. And then not the conditioner, but the after treatment that you use. It's not shampoo, it's after treatment. It makes your hair so soft. Hands down the best hair dye ever, but they only sell those boxes at Slayy'z. Now you could put it all together if you buy it, you know, like the little bundles. You could make it yourself, but you're better off just getting the box, because it's like you see the color on the box and you kind of get an idea of what color you're gonna get. Now if you get just the tubes and then you buy the developer, you still kind of get an idea, because they have like the little hair samples. But the difference is, with those ones, you have to buy the tube, you got to buy the developer, and they don't sell the before and after cream that comes in the ion box. They don't sell that separately. It only comes in the box. I need to do my hair too, dye all my grays. My kids stress me out. Same. Well, that's why I'm trying to go like the brown instead of keeping it the dark black that I had, because with jet black you can see your grays like this instantly. You can see them. At least with the brown, it's not as noticeable. I promise you, it really isn't. I just seen literally 3 comments getting filtered for no reason, and I didn't get to read them because obviously I was reading the other ones, but I seen them there and then they disappeared, 3 of them back to back. So if you just commented, I'm sorry. Facebook's kind of annoying like that. See, this is the color that I'm trying to go back to. Obviously not the blonde, but you see the dark parts of it. Is that one or this one? Let's see. You can't see it. Oh, I remember that day I was trying to show you guys that somebody said you should do your hair all blonde, like that golden blonde. And I said, I've had my hair like that before, and I was trying to find the picture to show you guys. But I've had my hair like a sun-kissed blonde. I've had it like that. All of it. That's when I went from the pink. I had, which obviously the bottom are extensions, but I went from the pink to the blonde, which is really pretty. I really liked that color. Type of tell you how long you have been following, but it's not working that well, so I deleted them. Oh, really? I thought they got filtered, because that's what it normally does. It puts them and then boom, they vanish. And I'm like, no, because I always think that you guys probably think I'm ignoring you, and I promise you I don't. I literally pause the comments, and I know I'm way behind, and you're like, girl, I asked you that a whole half an hour ago. But I pause the comments so I can read every single one I see. And I've always done that since I first started going live. I've always paused my comments so I can read the comments, because I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you guys like shit. I love the fact that you guys interact with me. I hate to be on live and imagine being live and then nobody even interacts with you. Like, that shit's boring. Like, why even be live if clearly nobody wants to watch you, if they're not even speaking to you, right? But sometimes Facebook does filter out the comments. So that's why I say that shit sucks. Hi, Julie. Yes, try it, Lucy. Ion, if you want to message me, or if there's a color that you sent, if you message me a picture of a color that you're trying to find, I can try to help you find one that's Ion brand. But the number one thing I could say that helps me a lot determine what color I'm going to do is, if let's say I want to go brown, then I'll go and I'll look up YouTube videos or Pinterest or even TikTok nowadays. TikTok is amazing. Just go and look up light brown or burgundy reds, and then it'll show you all the ones that all the girls did. And if you love how it looks on them, then for the most part, they'll show what it is, or they'll have it in the comments. But you get to actually see what it is. Because it's better to see it on somebody's hair than to go into Slayy'z and then they have that little tester patch of hair like this big and you're like, oh shit. Can't really see if that's what you like. So my phone's gonna die on you guys. I'm sorry. Let's see if I could connect it before it dies. I literally just realized it's 1%. It's already 1. Oh my god, you guys. I gotta go. I do it too. I need tips. Yes, I have legit, I literally have withdrawals. Like hair dye withdrawals. I have to be dyeing my hair all the time. Like recently, I feel like I've left my hair alone for a while, but I've been wanting to go lighter. So I think once I go lighter, then I'll be fine. The bleach that I use right now is this one. But if you could have somebody that has a Cosmo license and they can go where they sell professional hair products, get the Redken. Is the best. Redken is the best brand for hair dyes, for bleaches, for anything. The developer, Redken, is the best, but they only sell that brand for professional people that have their Cosmo license, their cosmetology license. They're the only ones that can get them at those stores. But I got this one from Slayy'z, and obviously it's my favorite Ion brand. And this one lives up to 10 levels. And this one isn't like your regular color. This one's actually like charcoal color. It works really good. It's not blue. It's literally charcoal. That's what I use. And like you guys seen when at the beginning of the live, I was able to lift all my hair in a little amount of time, with which I actually diluted it. So that way I did a bleach wash. And then buy the little drops, the Ion drops. That actually helps. Sorry, it's a booster. But these actually protect your hair from getting damaged when you bleach. Love, 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 love. Ion is a really good brand. But when it comes to Ion and Redken, Ion is probably going to be the best brand Sally-wise. For those of you that don't have a cosmetology license. But if you know someone or you have it, then you know, hands down, Redken's the best. So if you guys go to like, I know I use Foxy Bay everything, but lately it's been a mission just to get the shampoo and conditioner. So if you could go and buy at Ulta the Redken shampoo and conditioner, they have every kind you could think of for every hair brand, every style. Like if you have dry hair, if you have oily hair, whatever it is, they have it. Curly hair, they have everything you need there for a Redken brand. Girl, so then you know, girl, what's up? you don't need my tips, girl, since you have your Cosmo, but I prefer Redken. Hi, Robin. Yeah, Redken is, I love it, hands down the best. I mean, everybody's different, but I personally love Redken a lot. It's really good. I haven't been on in the longest time. It's okay, girl. We all get busy with life. Trust me. It's been harder for me to go live. I wish I could go live more than once in the day with you guys. But it's hard with the baby. It really is. I truly try, but it's hard. I'm not going to lie. Especially now that he's teething and he's been sick. It's been hard. But now that my kids start, you know, running around with sports and stuff, I'll be able to go live with you guys more often. Okay, you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for every single one of you guys that shared my live. If you guys haven't shared... and you can share it, I would really appreciate it. If not, you know, that's fine. I understand. It's okay. You don't have to. Honestly, I heard sharing the lives is actually bad for your page. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. But I still use my Latina Barbie mirror. Really? I still have mine too. Actually, I don't know where it's at the moment. But I have mine too, and I love it so much. I have like the original one, the first one we ever made. I don't know where it's at, but I still have mine. That's awesome. Thank you, girl, for the love and support. I'm actually going to be coming out with some merch, and it's not going to be like Crystal Slay stuff. It's going to be my style and what I love and what I like, but it's going to be more for the summer. I actually just got the design finalized. I literally just got it last week. Now I just got to figure out if I'm going to do some oversized t-shirts or if I want to do crew necks or if I want to do both. I definitely don't want to do any hoodies because it's, you know, about to be warm and shit. But yeah, I think you guys, if you guys like my style, then you'll love these, I promise. But they're going to be cute. But I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go through this one more time and see if I need to open the other one and add it in there real quick. Or else I'm just going to rinse it and call it a night. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys mañana. Bye.